ourselves up a new tape measure this morning. Replaced an old one that we had that ended up breaking. It was things made by Comex. Cheap little $9 tape measure bought back 3 homes ago. Right about 8 years ago, I think I bought it. That one was real nice. It was bright, large lettering, numbering. Made it real easy to tell, even from a distance, what you're measuring at. Unfortunately, that one broke late last year, 2022. That was my favorite tape measure. This one here is my second favorite. This one's actually a Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. The reason why this is my second favorite, as you can see, it breaks it down to the fractional inch, so that's real nice to have. So there's different types of tape measures. They have different uses and benefits. I like to keep a few different types around. You never know what you're going to need it for. And this is my house tape measure. This one also breaks it down to the fractional inch. I like using this one in the house for house repairs and housework and whatnot. It's just a good tape to have. As you can see, this one here has an auto locking feature. You can physically lock as well, and then if you pull it, it'll retract. So this is a nice one to have. Craftsman. So this morning, like I said, I went down and I've replaced my old high-vis Comex or whatever it was tape measure. That was a $9.99 tape measure I bought from Lowe's about 8 years ago, and unfortunately that one just broke. It just sheared off right about here. Probably about 12 or so foot in, I think, is where it actually sheared off at. So I went down this morning to Ace and I picked myself up a new tape measure, and I think this one's going to be my new favorite. All my tape measures, they're all 25 footers. This one here is actually magnetic. Maybe some of this pipe here will help demonstrate. Yeah. Here's some old stovepipe. Now this tip right here, as you can see, it's dual featured, so you can actually hold it on either end, which is real nice. But as you can see, it's magnetic. That's pretty handy. I only spent about 25 bucks, or was it 25 bucks? I think it was 25 bucks. I spent on this. Most of the tape measure down there were 30 bucks and up. It's got the standard lock feature, but it's got another feature here, which is new to me. Finger press. That's kind of nice. What else do I like about this thing? It's magnetic. Oh, that was another thing. So you got your standard tape measure. They read out like this. However, this newer one will read vertically as well. So it's not just a horizontal readout, but you got the vertical readout as well. This makes this very handy, and I think I'm gonna like this tape measure a lot. So that's the basic ones that we have. Now we also have this here roller tape, and these are real nice to have. You know, you see them around a lot of construction sites and whatnot, but these are actually real nice to have here on the homestead, on the ranch as well, because you can measure a lot of distance with these. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's the readout, analog readout. As the wheel rolls, the numbers change. And this is going to be real handy here for when we get the property kind of cleared out some. We can kind of formulate how much wire we're going to need, how much fencing we're going to need to secure the pigs and the cows when we get to that point. It's also going to be helpful for laying out the dimensions for setting out the foundation for when we decide to erect a barn, or any other structure that we might need to come up with down the line. It's just real handy. So that's something new that we've got going on today, is a new tape measure, and we got the roll of tape. They're all going to be very helpful and handy. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I had to go out and buy myself a new chain. The other chain's still fine. It just it's getting up there with the use. The other, I usually run 2 chains, that way I can sharpen one and still use the other. And it seems I've left my bar inside. I'll be right back. So we're back here. This is my 28-inch bar. It's about 25 inches of cut. You can see right here. And this bar is just about lived out its life. I'm gonna have to replace this one here pretty soon. Still has some life in it. No warpers or anything that I can tell. So we're just gonna fix up the new chain. It's a pain in the butt when it gets tangled up like this. Not the end of the world, just kind of sucks. You get better with it, the more often you have to deal with it. Let's see, which way do I want to run my bar? It's good to swap your bar around. It helps enhance the life, and you won't go through as many bars. And looking at the prices this morning, there's a brand new bar here is going to be about another $100. It's nice and sharp. I like this chain. I'm actually going to scoot this over a bit. And then maybe you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So if you don't know how to set up a chain or a bar on your saw, you can get little what do they call it now? Crash course. I like to keep my stuff clean. Like I tell my kids, if you take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. So I just like to clean it up every once in a while. You don't have to be perfect. It's a chainsaw, it's gonna get dirty. And they're notorious for leaking. But this is about what you got these two holes here, and that's why I was saying you can flip them, because you'll see right here there's a little, I don't know what you call it, little dowel or whatever, and that'll plug into either of these holes depending on which way your bar is facing. And what you want to do is you want to line these 2 studs up first. That'll help you get it lined up. Then you'll be able to find that dowel and feed it into your groove on your bar. I'm not used to working at it from this angle. I lost my dowel. There it is. I don't think I put enough slack on this. Let me do that right quick. That's a fine thing. Alright, so you're gonna, most of your chainsaws are gonna come with this chainsaw tool. This here is for working the nuts, loosen and tighten them, and they'll give you this. Don't really know what it goes for. Not every chainsaw tool will come with this, and down the back you can get your spark plug loose and tighten it with this as well. And then they give you this little flat tip screwdriver. Some chainsaws are different. Some you'll get from the front, like my small 170, you get from the front. And On this here 661, it's actually right here. You'll see as I rotate this counterclockwise, I don't know how well you can see it, but this dowel will actually move back. And that will loosen your chain. For an instance of trying to mount a new chain or bar. You'll find what works out best for you as far as mounting your bar. As you see there, I got the chain on the sprocket first as I was still lining up for my studs. I got my little dowel or whatever you want to call it through, and now it's tight. Now some people might do it a bit different, but the way I do it, I'm completely self-taught. I might be doing this all wrong, but what I do then is I'll come back here and I'll tighten my chain, and I'm a cheater, so I keep a screwdriver with my kit here in the side by side. You can see how much quicker that is than using the chainsaw tool. Nothing wrong with using the chainsaw tool. I prefer it this way. It's quicker. Time's money. So you want it tight, but you also want a little bit of slack. You don't want too much, not too little. And then from there, you will take your cover, your plate. I like to clean it up, like I said. This is all bar oil and sawdust and dirt and grime and whatnot. It's good to clean it out every once in a while. Like I said at the beginning, take care of your equipment. Equipment's going to take care of you. I like to get it out real good, nice and good. All the screwdriver or chainsaw tool. Just get all that grime cleaned out as best as I can. Like I said, it don't have to be perfect. It's gonna get dirty. It's a chainsaw. I just like to make sure it's nice and clear, so that when I get to running again, it doesn't get all gummed up right quick. Once you got that nice and cleaned up, this one's nice because the nuts are actually incorporated in the cover. A lot of chainsaws I've worked with before, including my 170, works the same way. The nuts are separate, so you put the cover on and then you follow up with your nuts. But this one, it's all one deal, so you just slap it right on, get it lined up with the stud. I'm used to working at this from a different angle. You just throw this on the back and side by side on the tailgate. We tailgate up and I'll thread this on. Now you don't want to over tighten, but you don't want to under tighten either. And I've been accused of over tightening things, but even when I over tighten on the saw here, I've still had times where I fire it up, I run it for a bit, and even with over tightening these nuts, it'll still loosen up and back off. So I'm just a firm believer of a good torque. And I do it by feel. I don't, take a torque wrench or nothing to it. I just get it nice and locked down, so I can feel confident when I fire up the saw, it's going to do what it needs to do, when and how I need it to do it. And I don't need to worry about the chain popping off. That can come up and bite you. So I try to prevent that. And that's basically how you throw on a new bar, new chain. And you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. We'll see you next time.